Once again, I want to take this time to go over some of the recently revealed PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 games that have been revealed, and these are titles that, are going a little bit under the radar. Not everybody knows about them. It's not a Ratchet & Clank, it's not a, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, it's not a Halo Infinite coming to PlayStation or anything like that, but we got some cool titles to go over, so without further ado, let's get right into it. First of all, we have Vigor coming to PlayStation 4 on November 25th, PlayStation 5 this holiday, and there's a Switch version as well, and it's going free to play on September 23rd. Bohemia Interactive, the guys behind the famed Arma franchise, will release the free-to-play shoot and loot title Vigor for PlayStation 4 on November 25th and PlayStation 5 this holiday. Additionally, the Switch version of Vigor, which released via the $19.99 Founders Pack on July 8th, will be going free to play as well. The game first launched on X1 via the Microsoft Store in 2019. It's a free-to-play shoot and loot game where you build the shelter in post-war Norway. The nuclear war is over, Europe is devastated, Norway has become the last stand. You start as a nameless outlander, but who will you become? That's up for you to decide. No time for uncertainty. Shoot your way out, or don't fight it out. Loot, gather resources, take risks, build your shelter and vital equipment. Humanity has fallen, you shall rise. Your way out of encounters for 8 to 12 players. Loot precious resources and valuable items. Build your shelter and vital equipment. Become the courageous outlander in post-war Norway. Obviously, a post-apocalyptic of sorts survival title. I know games like this have been done in the past. I have a lot of respect for Bohemia Interactive as a studio, man. Arma 2, I spent so much time with that, albeit through the DayZ mod for the majority of my time. However, they are a great studio. They've done great work with Arma 3 as well, so it'll be exciting to see what they can offer with Vigor. I hope it turns out well. And it's another added game to their legacy of releasing high-end titles. Next up, we have Dead by Daylight. That'll be coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X this holiday. Behavior Interactive Games begins a massive graphical overhaul. Obviously, Dead by Daylight has been an incredibly popular game on PlayStation 4, and now it'll be coming to next-generation platforms, and with that, the shackles are really going to be lifted, and it is going to be a game that's going to see a massive graphical improvement with the added power of the PlayStation 5. They specifically note a massive graphical overhaul. The ultimate goal is to improve the immersion tenfold, making the environments as realistic as scary and disturbing nightmare. Vastly upgraded lighting and video effects, modeling, textures, and animation, and more props will be added to maps, and proper functions will be given to rooms to make them more identifiable. The game you know and love is stepping into the future. That's what Dead by Daylight director Matthew Coate said in a press release. The team has been focused on this plan for an entire year, and we're so excited to bring you Dead by Daylight as you've never seen it before, while still offering you chapters and archives. This is ambitious, and we're ready. Visual improvements will be delivered every 6 weeks following the current chapter and archive roadmap. Tens of thousands of assets will be enhanced over the coming months as a part of the overhaul. Patch 2 out is also upgrading the PC version, of course, but once it comes to PlayStation 5 and Series X, the shackles are going to be lifted from a console version of the game, and that's super exciting. If you don't know what it is, it's a 4v1 horror title where one player takes on the role of the savage killer, and the other players play as the survivors trying to escape the killer. It's been received incredibly well, updated very consistently, and it's exciting that it's finally going to be coming to the PlayStation 5. Hopefully it does hit this holiday. Everything is in flux right now, but it is looking that way. Next up, we have Vaporum Lockdown. That launches September 15th for PC, and it'll be coming to Switch in Q4 of 2020 and 2021 for PS4 and X1, so we gotta wait a little bit for the PS4 version, but still, it will be coming to PS4 sometime next year, and it's coming from Fatball Games. And this one notes Vaporum Lockdown is a prequel to Vaporum, and it's a grid-based dungeon crawler RPG in an original steampunk setting inspired by old school classics of the genre. Follow the story of Ellie Teller, a scientist struggling to survive disastrous events that happen in the Tower of Arcs of Vaporum. The game's key features note: first-person real-time combat, unique stop-time mode, puzzles and level-wide objectives, gadget-based RPG system, lots of exploration, loot, and character customization, mysterious storyline filled with secrets, fully voiced main characters, immersive steampunk setting. We don't get a lot of great steampunk titles, so definitely a genre that I'd like to be explored a little bit more. All the, different punks, I would think, are settings that different developers and publishers do want to explore, but it's a prequel to the award-winning first title. You will encounter nasty enemies with unique strengths and attack patterns to beat them. You'll have to employ a broad array of weapons, gadgets, upgrades, and smart tactics. Fortunately, there's plenty of powerful toys to play with, many different weapon types, each with a specific use, synergistic armor pieces, gadgets that allow you to raise your own army of underlings or to manipulate the battlefield boosters, and more. Prepare to solve many kinds of puzzles and hazards using various interactive elements which will test both your wits and reflexes. The overall storyline 1 will have you piecing together a solution to the main obstacle where the individual pieces are spread over several levels. You will learn a lot about the world and its inhabitants through voice dialogues, phone diaries, and written notes. So it seems like, fleshing out the storyline is going to be a big element of the game. I really appreciate games that do that. A lot of people just want to go through the game, listen to the voice dialogue. However, for people like me that like to see all the lore and all the little details fleshed out, I do like reading the specific, notes and dialogue and phone diaries and things of that nature, letters and all that kind of stuff. That's why I thought Metal Gear Solid 5 actually had a pretty good story, but you were sitting there listening to a bunch of cassette tapes. Nevertheless, let us not get into that dialogue right now, but Vaporum Lockdown will be out 2021 for PS4. Next up, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw for PlayStation 4 drops September 22nd. It'll also be coming to Xbox One, Switch, and Steam. Very excited about the look of this game. I think this one has a lot of potential. Presentation-wise, I think this has an awesome look. It's an open-world action-adventure space sim. Out of cash, out of luck, out on the fringe, Juno Markov has a killer to tail, a debt to pay, and more trouble headed her way. Rebel Galaxy Outlaw takes place in a greasy blue-collar world of outlaws, truckers, cops, and thieves. It's got a great visual style, definitely like the presentation in the dodge sector. It's hard to get by and even harder to get even. Rebel Galaxy Outlaw is an open-world space combat adventure game spread across the nearly 40 systems of the dodge sector. Play as a mercenary, a traitor, a pirate, or whatever mix of the three you feel is the best. With an engaging storyline and a full conversation system, you can follow the narrative or ignore it and forge your own path at any time. The game was received rather well from critics, 77 on Metacritic. Had an EGS exclusive release a while back, but now it'll be coming to all other platforms come September 22nd. You'll be able to try out Rebel Galaxy Outlaw directly on your PlayStation 4. Next up, here is a really exciting one. Katamari Damacy Reroll is coming to the PlayStation 4 November 19th in Japan. We don't have any indication as far as when we're going to be getting a North American release. However, you would imagine that it'll be happening sooner rather than later. The stop-at-nothing pushing prince is back and ready to reroll. When the king of all cosmos accidentally destroys all the stars in the sky, he orders you, his pint-sized princely son, to twinkle back in the heavens above. Join the King and Prince of Cosmos on their wacky adventure to restore the stars. This is obviously a very, very off-the-wall game. I remember playing this, I believe, back on the PS2, and it's just super, super quirky title. And you can already pick it up on Steam as well as Nintendo Switch, but hopefully the PlayStation 4 version is out relatively soon. And lastly, we have Away the Survival series launching in early 2021. A 7-minute gameplay video of this also was released, so you can check that out if you want more in-depth on the gameplay elements of the game. It's a glider third-person adventure game. Away the Survival series will be coming to PS4 and Steam in early 2021, coming from developer Breaking Walls. A storm is coming, set in a distant future. A series of natural disasters threatens the survival of every species on the planet. As you venture deeper into the wilderness, do you have what it takes to make it out alive? Inspired by nature documentaries, Away the Survival series is a third-person adventure game that takes you on the sugar glider's breathtaking journey into the wild. As cataclysmic storms bear down on the planet, you must travel across vast environments in search of safer lands. From the mighty tree tops to the forest floor, immerse yourself in nature as you explore a vibrant world brimming with life, but beware of the dangers that await on your journey. Kind of an interesting game focusing on nature. Definitely interested in the elements they employ in the game. Visually, it looks great, and there seems to be a lot of attention to detail in the title. Might not be for everyone. Some of the animation looks a little bit stiff, but I can understand why it might be hard to get super, super natural looking movements, and it still looks really good. And again, from a visual standpoint, absolutely stunning game. Seems like they've put a lot of work into the environments, and obviously that's one of the elements of this game that you do want to get absolutely right. But this one, at the very least, you have to give it credit for being innovative, and I think it's got that going for it in spades. I hope it turns out well when it does come out in early 2021. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, a lot of titles that aren't getting a ton of attention, but there are some pretty cool ones. Vigor from Bohemia Interactive, that's always going to be interesting. Dead by Daylight getting an upgrade. Vaporum Lockdown, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw looks great. Katamari Damacy Reroll, and of course, Away the Survival series, which honestly, that to me is probably the standout out of all of the games I mentioned in today's video. Rebel Galaxy Outlaw probably a close second. But that's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.